Hey there, Seb by the Realtor here. Did you see the front page headline news? Bay Area single-family home prices spike by 17%. If you're wondering what happened to this real estate market that was supposedly tanking, then you definitely want to watch this video. All right, well, before I get into all that, I want to first say thank you so much for clicking on the link to watch this video. I sure do appreciate it. But would you do me one huge favor? Would you mash that subscribe button right there and subscribe to my YouTube channel? I sure would appreciate it. And don't forget, click that little bell to make sure that you get a notification every time I put up a brand new, fun, fact-filled video, kind of like this one. All right, so a few days ago, the San Jose Mercury News, they put out an article about how the median home price in the Bay Area spiked by 17% from February to March. Wow, that is quite a leap up, that's for sure. So one very important caveat there, the devil always is in those pesky details, and that is month to month. And that is from February to March. That is not from March of this year to March of last year, because when you look at March of this year to March of last year, there's no spike. Wah, wah. In fact, there is a dip, and the amount of dip varies from place to place. You know, basically it's somewhere in most counties between like 8 and like 14% is the year-over-year price decline. But nevertheless, March did in fact appear to signal something of a turning point, because it is the first month in many months, 8-9 months, where prices actually stopped going down. They went up on a month-to-month basis, not year-over-year, which I think is much more important than month-over-month. But in this case, it is certainly the first change in price direction that we've seen in basically 3 quarters now. So that is in fact big news. But why? Why is it that home prices now have jumped up? I mean, if you've been reading the news, you probably have this idea that the game's over, the market has crashed, interest rates have spiked, layoffs, recession, whatever, we're all hosed. So why is it then that we have this pretty healthy spike in prices from February to March? And of course, if you are a regular viewer of my YouTube channel, and if you're not, please mash that subscribe button right there, subscribe to my channel. If you're not a regular viewer, you haven't heard me say time and time again that the thing you really need to keep your eye on is inventory. And inventory continues to remain quite constrained. It was constrained last year in March, and it is constrained this year in March. Actually, it is now almost the end of April, and inventory is still constrained. Actually, there is less inventory now than there was a year ago when the market was super hot, although at that point a year ago, at the end of April, the gig was pretty much up, and it was sliding fast by that point, because those interest rates had gone up so darn much. And a lot of people are saying, hey, why are prices remaining so high? Why is there such strong offers coming from the buyers? Well, I have a theory. It's just a theory, and actually, technically, it's not even a theory. It's really more like a hypothesis, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just an educated guess. I feel that the interest rates are in fact twice what they were a year ago, and prices have not gone down anywhere close to half. They wouldn't, obviously, but they haven't really gone down as much as the increase in borrowing costs would suggest. And I have a theory why. My theory is because really a year ago people could have been paying even more than they were paying, at least some people. And remember, all those people who couldn't buy last year, or who didn't buy last year, maybe the first part of the year, they got beat out and then exited the market when they saw interest rates going up, and they were waiting for the market to crash. When the market didn't crash, they are now back in. So we still have lots of qualified buyers chasing after too few homes. And of course, the law of supply and demand does tell us that when there is, in fact, a diminished supply and increased demand or strong demand, what happens to prices? That's right. You already know the answer. All right. Well, listen, this is not happening in a bubble, right? I mean, like the fact is that the Bay Area economy, despite the tech layoffs and whatever other bad news you may have heard, interest rates or I don't know what, although I guess stock market's doing pretty good these days. Hey, all you holders of Tesla stock, I know you're probably pretty happy. But the fact is that the Bay Area economy is actually doing very, very well. And just how well is the Bay Area economy doing? Well, to answer that, check out this report from the American Growth Project. Guess what it says? Spoiler alert, the Bay Area, #1 fastest growing region in the entire United States. That's right, we are, unsurprisingly, #1. According to the American Research Project report, the size of the Bay Area economy grew by 4.8% in 2022. The size of the Bay Area economy is now nearly $1.4 trillion, and it represents 5.5% of American GDP. So if you're wondering, how is it possible that people are still paying so much for real estate here in the Bay Area, I think you have an answer. But of course, to me, that kind of begs the question, well, how is the American economy doing, generally speaking? Well, I have been a long time reader of The Economist, and a couple of weeks or so ago, I read a very interesting article in The Economist. The article is entitled "The Lessons from America's Astonishing Economic Record: How the World's Largest Economy is Leaving Its Peers Even Further in the Dust." Now, I think this is a very interesting article, and I'm going to post a link to it in the notes here for this YouTube video. If you are a subscriber to The Economist, I do encourage you to go and take a look at that. It shows how the American economy has performed over the past several decades, and in fact, the American economy, strangely enough, despite what you may have heard on certain news networks or from certain political candidates, the American economy is actually going from strength to strength over a long period of time, certainly over the past couple of decades. And you know who's at the forefront of the American economy? You already know. It's California. It is the San Francisco Bay Area. So if you're wondering, how is it? Why is it? It's impossible that prices could keep on going up. I honestly think that we haven't seen anything yet. I think that long term, the economy of the greater San Francisco Bay Area will continue to outperform the rest of the United States and probably, dare I say, the rest of the world. All right, well, that is all I have for this video. I do hope you have enjoyed watching it. And you know what? If you have enjoyed watching it, I'm guessing you might also enjoy some of these videos over here. These are some of the most popular videos here on my YouTube channel, so please do check those out. All right, that's all I got for this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and please stay tuned.